Good afternoon, everyone. Dear participants, scholars, and faculty members, welcome to Day 2, Session 2 of our national level online faculty program on recent trends in English studies, organized by PG and Research Department of English. Old age is like a plane flying through a storm. Once you are aboard, there is nothing you can do. Golda Meir. Yes, in this afternoon, we are going to explore gerontological study. Before that, let us begin this afternoon session with a moment of reflection and prayer. I kindly request Dr. Mary Stella, Assistant Professor and Research Guide, to lead us in prayer.
Yes, let us pray. Our loving Father, we thank you for this wonderful second day, second session. We glorify you. You have showered upon us with so many blessings, and your presence continuously remind us of your faithful and guidance. We humbly ask you to bless our today's speaker, Dr. Pramila Anbarasi, of your greatest inspiration, so that she may share the most of her knowledge, heart, and soul to her respective topic. Help us to observe the invaluable knowledge, experiences, and put it into practice what we may learn today. Bless all in charge staff members that they may be to fulfill their task responsibility. We give this session in your mighty hand. You be with us throughout this session. We ask all these things in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for guiding us in prayer. Now, to enrich our spirits further, let's have Mrs. Vincy Mabel, Assistant Professor of English, present a reading from the Bible.
Today's Bible reading is taken from the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verses 4 to 7. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It does not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Hear and listen.
Thank you, ma'am, for reading those profound words from the Bible. Now, let's officially inaugurate today's afternoon session with a warm welcome address. I invite Eunice Salome to extend a warm welcome to the chief guests and participants.
Good afternoon to all of you present here. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Almighty for ensuring the smooth and successful sessions in the past. I'm delighted to welcome all of you who have gathered here for the FDP second day, second session. I would like to begin my welcome address by expressing my heartfelt gratitude towards our Secretary, Mr. S. Prem Kumar Rajasingh, and our Principal, Dr. B. Javagar Samuel, for their unwavering support for the program. I'm truly honored to welcome the resource person of the session, Dr. Y. Premila Anbarasi, Assistant Professor of English, Nazareth Magashis College, whose presence graces this occasion with distinction and significance. We welcome you, ma'am, and we are eagerly waiting to receive your insightful and thought-provoking speech. I'm also extend a warm welcome to our esteemed research head, Dr. M. Beulah Hemalada, and our dedicated head of the department, Mr. T. Jude Livingston, whose tireless efforts and commitments have been instrumental to the success of the program. I extend my warmest welcome to all the organizers and my esteemed colleagues who are gracing the occasion with their invaluable contribution. Above all, I extend my warm welcome and heartfelt welcome to all the participants who are actively participating in the faculty development program. Your presence and engagement are essential to the success of this program, and we are truly honored to have you join us in the journey of learning and growth. Once again, I welcome you all to the second session of the second day FDP. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for setting the tone for today's discussion. Moving forward, it's an honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest. Now I invite Mrs. Beulah Hemalada, Assistant Professor of English, Research Head, to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Premila Anbarasi, Assistant Professor of English, who will enlighten us on gerontological studies.
Thank you, Professor June. I feel elated to introduce the resource person, Dr. Y. Premila Anbarasi, to the Forum of Literarians. Dr. Y. Premila Anbarasi is a passionate researcher, educator, and a poet with over 20 years of dedicated service to the field of literature. Throughout her illustrious career, she has made significant contributions to the field of translation studies. She's a dedicated mentor to aspiring translators, especially students, providing guidance and support to those embarking on their professional journey. As a poet herself, she possesses an intimate understanding of the creative process around her. Beyond the classroom walls, she has played a pivotal role in organizing and hosting various events, including art exhibitions, workshops, and performances. Beyond her teaching responsibilities, she's a dedicated member of the arts community and provides opportunities for artists to showcase their talents. Her academic journey has taken her from the depths of literary analysis to the creative realm of poetry, making her an expert in the English language. Her commitment to both education and art is evident in her ongoing dedication to her work. She is a true inspiration to her students, colleagues, and also her contributions to the community are immeasurable. She is also a kind and compassionate person who is always willing to assist others. She is an asset to the Department of English of Nazareth Margaret College, and I wish her from the bottom of my heart to make many more significant contributions in the years to come. We are so glad and our gratitude to you, ma'am, Dr. Y. Premila Anbarasi, for the concern and for your presence.
Thank you, ma'am, for introducing our esteemed chief guest. Now I hand over the session to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Premila Anbarasi, Assistant Professor of English, Nazareth Margaret College. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jude. Thank you, Dr. Beulah, for the kind words, and Mrs. Eunice for your warm welcome. And I'm very happy today afternoon to present before you on the topic of my recent research or recent reading, I have to say like that. And hearty afternoon to one and all gathered here. I thank Lord Almighty for this wonderful opportunity. It is His immense grace that keeps and sustains us. I thank the organizers, Dr. Beulah, Dr. Mary Stella, and Mr. Jude for the chance they have given me to share my knowledge through this faculty development program. I greet all the professors and research scholars who have joined in this platform to widen their knowledge I appreciate your zest for learning. All of us, we know that knowledge is power. By learning, we develop our knowledge and ultimately enhances ourselves and the society around us. Hope the knowledge on gerontology will help us to get a better understanding of the old people and the elderly people around us. As we march in this 21st century, the world is witnessing an unprecedented demographic shift regarding the population of the old people. Scientific and medical advancements pave way for the longevity of human beings. So it is important to know about gerontology and the related issues. According to the United Nations survey conducted in 2017, it is expected that by 2050, the world will see the number of old people more than double as it is today.
No.
Maybe I doubt that itself is a major challenge to the world countries. Let me begin with a brief introduction about gerontology. Gerontology is a scientific study of old age and aging. The word gerontology was first coined by Ilya Ilyich Makinov in the year 1903. It is a Greek word. It is originated from the Greek word geron, means old man, ology, study of. So gerontology is the study of old men. It is a multidisciplinary study that involves the issues and challenges associated with old people. It is a study on the physical, mental, social, and psychological changes that happen in older individuals. Researchers in gerontology explore the physical, cognitive, and social aspects of aging. There is another term that is related to gerontology. It is geriatrics. It focuses on the healthcare needs of old people. The doctors who specialize in this field are called geriatricians or geriatric physicians. Gerontology covers various areas of life, reflecting on the multidimensional nature of aging. Some of the major areas are biomedicine, psychological, social, economical, environmental, and the like. Carl Jung, we know about Carl Jung, he said that the afternoon of human life must also have a significance of its own, and it cannot merely be a pitiful appendage to life's morning. So from his saying, we find gerontology or old age, it is called as the afternoon of human life. And if we see in Shakespeare's plays, we find it is the second childhood stage. And Simon de Beauvoir, she says that it is this aging. She calls this elderhood as the crusher of humankind. Maybe if we ask an youngster, what stage of your life you like most? He says that it is his childhood that he enjoys. And whereas if you ask an old man, an experienced man, he says he wants to be young and active always. This life of aging is not liked by everybody. So only I think Beauvoir, she says that it is the crusher of humankind. But even at this age, greater things can be done. And the society that recognizes and respects old people are flourishing. Let me share a story to you. A traveler was passing through the villages in Scotland, and on his way, he saw a man, maybe he is around 60 years, and he was sitting and crying. And he asked him the reason for his cry. And that man told that his father had beaten him. And he was shocked to hear that words. Why? Because he himself looks old, maybe around 60 years, and he was conditioned by a father, and he thinks that he may be above 90 years. And even at this age, he was conditioned or disciplined by his father. And so he was very curious to know the reason. So he asked that man the reason for his cry. And he said his father had beaten him because he was careless in handling his grandfather. While he was bathing his grandfather, he had carelessly handled him and he had put him down. So his father got angry and he scolded him. See the relationship that has for the grandfather. This man himself, he is in his 65 years or above 60, and the father may be around 90, and that father is disciplining his son who is in his 60s. So this man, this traveler was very curious and he went to see what's happening in his house. So this old man, about 60 years old, he accompanied him and he took him to this house. There he saw the grandfather lying down in his bed, and the father, he was standing on the way, and this man addresses them, and he was shocked to see all the three generations of old men in the same house in a small place. And what we learn from this story is that the respect, the concern that is shown to the old people or the old men in the house, the old people are the treasures. And so we find that a society that reveres and respects old men will shine or will prosper. Okay, with this story, I would like to move on to the types of gerontology. Can you turn to the next slide? There are several types of gerontology. And before telling about this, let me tell the framework of my presentation. And my presentation mostly covers the theoretical aspect of gerontology. As I've given the topic as gerontological study and overview, I would like to present all the types of gerontology in all the theoretical aspects of gerontology. And the types of gerontology includes biogerontology, social gerontology, cultural gerontology, feminist gerontology, Marxist gerontology, postmodern gerontology, Marx, and literary gerontology. Let us see them one by one in an elaborate manner. First, let me tell something about biogerontology. Biogerontology focuses on the biological aspects of aging and age-related issues. Please turn to the next slide. It studies the bodily changes in cells and molecules and the factors that influence the longevity of human beings. When the changes in cells take place in the body, wrinkles happen, gray hair will come, and the bones will weaken, and that will show that you are aging. It also explores the physiological systems, how the physiological system degenerate and the immunological functions decrease to cause age-related diseases. There is a subcategory of biogerontology called medical gerontology. It is otherwise called as clinical gerontology. It involves the medical and healthcare aspects of older individuals, like diagnosis of diseases, treatment given to diseases, and the preventive measures that can be taken by the elderly people to be free from diseases. And Mostly the people that who involved in this field are nurses, doctors, healthcare workers. Let's go to the next field of gerontology. It is social gerontology. Social gerontology deals with the social and emotional aspects of old people. Social emotions play a significant role in the life of the elderly. These emotions are integral to the dynamics of social relationships and contribute to the overall well being of older people. These emotions include respect, empathy, compassion, gratitude, patience, and generosity. We always see these things in the society. When we meet elders, our parents will ask us to wish them, to greet them with warm words. And this is an emotion of respect that we give to the elders. And these elders, they often want us to be empathetic and compassionate towards them. If you have elders at home, you know they always want you to be compassionate towards them. Also, they expect us to be grateful for the works they have done to us. And coming to the second thing, social institutions that provide health, um, we can think of hospitals, nursing care, and financial institutions that provide old age the benefit schemes. And social gerontology studies the social care services given to all people through government agencies, religious organizations, and the NGOs that offer support to older people. Social constructs on old age are social perceptions and expectations and roles assigned to individuals based on their age. Some of the constructs related to old age are retirement. Retirement is a social construct because at a particular stage, an individual is asked to retire. Whether he is able or not able, he is forced to retire from his service. And this is about withdrawal from his workforce and a transition to a leisure-oriented lifestyle. And another construct of old age is dependency. That is, social norms expect old people to depend on themselves. For example, if an old man crosses the road, we people, we want to extend our help to them. And the society also expects them to accept our help extended to them. Or else the society expects the old man to rely or depend on others physically or mentally or financially even. Imagine if an old man tries hard to cross a road and if an young man tries to help him and he rejects his help and he stumbles on his way, what the society around him will tell of him? They don't talk the positive things about the boldness, about the confidence he has on him. No, they'll simply mock at the old man. And so dependency is a social construct. Another construct is that we always expect the old men to be wise and they deserve respect. Whatever doubts we have, we ask the elders. And if they fail to answer us, we simply say, can't you answer this simple question? You're of much experience. You're old by years. So this is also a construct on old age. Even the Bible says in Job 12:12, wisdom is with the aged and understanding in length of days. So we naturally think that old people are wise. And not only that, technology itself is a construct for old people. And the society expects the old people to be updated technologically. But old people, they are not technologically updated. So these are some of the technological, or these are some of the constructs of the society. And then social gerontology also explores the factors that promote the quality life of the old people, like healthcare access, support of the family and friends, financial security offered by pension plans, safe environment, dignity, and respect. Also, it includes leisure time activities. Social gerontology is an important topic to be discussed in gerontology. There are some theories propounded in social gerontology. Let me say that to you. Let me discuss that with you. First one is disengagement theory. What is this disengagement theory? Kindly move to the next slide. Disengagement theory. As the people age and when they get retirement, their active life stops. They experience greater distance from the society. But what happens actually is that some elders, they feel that they are active and they don't want to get retirement, and they desire to remain occupied in some work or the other. Their involvement in work is not entertained or not taken into consideration. So they are forced to withdraw from their service. They are forced to retire from their workplace. And this affects them individually. And it doesn't affect themselves alone or the person alone, but it affects the society also. Sooner or later, you find these retired people engaging in some other activity or some active work. Some people who are hesitant to join these activities, they encounter healthcare issues and other psychological disturbances. And this disengagement theory talks about the individuals or the older individuals disengaging from active work, how it affects them. And all these things are discussed in this disengagement theory. And there is another theory related to social gerontology. It is activity theory. It is propounded by Havigast and his associates in the year 1953. Activity is viewed by this theory as necessary to maintain a person's life satisfaction and positive concept. So activity is very essential for life satisfaction and positive life concept. According to this theory, being active and engaged with the society serve as a vital factor to ensure satisfaction during old age. Those who actively involve in tasks and social practices, they remain young and strong, both physically and mentally. But this kind of activity is not possible for all because 75% of the people, they experience functional disability. So this theory cannot be applied or applicable to everybody. Next theory in social gerontology is continuity theory. And this theory views old age as a continuous process, moving from one stage of life to the other. A person, as soon as he is born, is in the infant stage, and then he comes to childhood, then he becomes an adult, and then matured stage, and then he becomes old. So life is a continuous process, moving on from one stage of life to the other. We do not directly jump from childhood to adulthood or old age. We pass one stage after the other in a regular pattern. So, this theory aims to prepare a person for the next stage of his life. So, maybe if you're in the adolescent age, you have to prepare for the next stage of life. Maybe if you're in your 50s or 40s, you have to prepare yourself for the next stage, that is old age. You should only, if you prepare yourself for the old age, you can face old age with happiness. Otherwise, you will be depressed and you'll meet the challenges. And when you meet the challenges, you feel frustrated and break down. The next theory is exchange theory. Exchange theory focuses on receiving beneficial things from the elders. We know that elders have a lot of experience and wisdom. And it is through their experience or the experience that they have gained, they would have gained a lot of practical wisdom and knowledge. So the youngsters, by interacting with the elders, they can gain or receive knowledge. And this is a give and take policy. So from the youngsters, the old people can gain strength. Maybe people like us who are working in colleges, we always feel that we are young and energetic. Why? Because we are dealing with the youngsters. So even we find people who are going to retire, or people who are in the retirement age, they feel young and motivated because we get ideas from the youngsters. And the youngsters, they get our knowledge and wisdom, or they gain. So this is the same thing that happens in the family also. So the youngsters, they receive knowledge and wisdom from the old people, and in turn, they get from the youngsters also, give and take. This is what is the exchange theory speaks about. Then there is one more theory that is called modernization theory. Family plays a vital role in extending support and comfort to the old people. But what happens? People, they cannot stay in one particular place all through their life. So for job or for doing business or for earning their livelihood, they have to move from their place. They have to move to the next place, or from their native place, they have to move to the cities or the towns. And this is because of the modernization. And because of modernization and industrialization, a large scale migration takes place. And so families move to the cities, leaving the old people. They are not ready to take the old people with them because they themselves do not know where they will dwell, where they will live, and what facility is offered to them in the cities. So they feel that they should leave the old people in their native place. The vice versa also will happen. Sometimes the family members ask the old people to accompany them, but the old people, they are not ready to move to the cities and they feel comforted in the native place. And when they grew older and older, they meet a lot of challenges, they meet a lot of sufferings, and they meet a lot of problems, and they suffer a lot. And this is what is talked about in the modernization theory. These are some of the important theories discussed in social gerontology. Let me move to the next topic, cultural gerontology. This is an interesting area in gerontology because it studies aging process from a cultural perspective. Cultural beliefs, traditions, and social norms significantly affect the attitude of individuals towards aging. Cultural gerontology studies how this aging process is shaped from a cultural perspective. Our culture plays a vital role in shaping aging process. Every community is having its own cultural pattern regarding elders. Mostly in almost all societies, elders are valued and respected. They are kept in high positions. People get counseling from them regarding matters related to their family, functions, or societal celebrations. Media and popular culture contribute to the social perception on aging and the old people. These cultural practices include celebrating longevity, that is, we celebrate the birthdays of our parents, celebrating the birthdays of grandparents, and wedding anniversaries, 25th wedding anniversary or 50th wedding anniversary of the couple, that celebrates longevity. So cultural gerontology, it studies these things. And in marriage rituals also, the newly wedded couple are asked to fall down at the feet of the elders to get blessings from them. And not only related to birthdays or marriage celebrations, in matters related to funeral practices also, if an young man dies in the family, they mourn the loss of the loved one. Whereas if an aged man dies, actually it also forms a part of celebration because that person has lived his fullest. He has seen everything in his life. So they even though it is the last of the family, they celebrate that with melas by throwing coins on the way that the dead body is passing, and like that. So this also comes under this cultural perspective. In cultural gerontology, we can explore the awareness of health, exercise, and diet. If we talk about health, in modern days, people are very conscious of health, nutritional food. If we switch on our mobile, we can see a lot of healthy foods, updates, YouTube's updates about healthy foods, nutritional foods, exercises that can be done by the old people to stay healthy and strong. And here we talk about traditional medicines also. Most of the old people, if you ask them, immediately as soon as they get some problem, they don't go to hospitals. Maybe either related to physical discomforts or they are not ready to go to hospitals. In turn, they try some traditional medicines. And they ask the youngsters, the grandchildren also, children or the grandchildren also to try the same. And also they are very conscious about the food they eat. And cultural gerontology is an interesting field of research. How the old people, what sort of food they are taking, how it enhances their lifespan, and other such things. This varies from culture to culture. As the climatic conditions of a place varies, and it depends on the religion they follow, the community where they are, and this cultural norms and cultural habits, or the cultural way of adhering to health practices, exercises, and diet, it changes accordingly according to the community or the religion or the place where they live. And next is that next area of cultural gerontology or gerontology is feminist gerontology. Sorry, it's feminist gerontology. And what we study in feminist gerontology is, we all know that feminism is a separate area of research. It is generally accepted that women face greater problems in old age than men. Old women are doubly marginalized. One thing is because of their gender, and another thing is because of their old age. Women play a vital role as caregivers and care receivers. So, feminist gerontology focuses on documenting the experiences of elderly women. We are living in a world of documentation. We are asked to document anything and everything. So, by documenting the experiences of old women, we can capture the rich experiences of their life, perspectives, and their contributions. And as we know, children always love to hear stories about their grandparents. You know, in the same way, if we document the rich experiences of the women, the doubly marginalized, as I say, we can know much from their experiences, how they faced life, how they challenge the society, what are the things they have done to come up in life, to challenge the society. Further, feminist gerontology promotes new interpretations of female aging. Media can promote depicting the old people not as sick or suffering, but as vibrant and capable and wise. Only then a positive thought about old women can be created among the future generation. I have seen a poem about old people, and I come across a poem written by D.H. Lawrence. The title of the poem is Beautiful Old Age, and there D.H. Lawrence has portrayed the old age in a very beautiful manner. Let me read that poem to you. I didn't give that in my presentation. I'll read that slowly for your understanding. It's a poem with the title Beautiful Old Age by D.H. Lawrence. It ought to be lively to be old, to be full of peace that comes of experience, the wrinkle ripe fulfillments, the wrinkled smile of completeness that follows a life lived undaunted and unsowed with accepted lies. They would ripen like apples and be scented like pippins in their old age. Soothing old people should be like apples. One is tired of love, fragrant like yellowing leaves, and dim with soft stillness and satisfaction of autumn. Fragrant like yellowing leaves, and dim with soft stillness and satisfaction of autumn. And a girl should say, it must be wonderful to live and grow old. Look at my mother, how rich still she is. And a young man should think, by Jove, my father has faced all feathers, but it has been a life. That's all is the poem. And how beautifully D.H. Lawrence has presented old age. She has given a positive attitude about life. How? I would like to read some phrases. The wrinkled smile of completeness, the wrinkled smile. So we know biologically old age people will become, they have wrinkles and gray hairs, but it is a smile of completeness. And another phrase, fragrant like yellowing leaves, dim with soft stillness, satisfaction. So even in the old age, they are fragrant. They send smell around them. What is that smell? It is with soft stillness and satisfaction. So they have completed their life course. So now they are still. They are not unhappy about the old age. So by admiring the old age, D.H. Lawrence says that anybody, a girl or a boy, who admire these old people, they say the girl, she sees her mother and she says that it must be wonderful to live and grow old. Look at my mother, how rich and still she is. So a girl who sees her mother in her old age, she admires her mother. How wonderful it is to live and grow old. And the son, young man who sees a father, he sees, my father has faced all weathers, and it has been a life, a challenging life he must have led. It's a wonderful poem by D.H. Lawrence that promotes the positivity, and it promotes the positive or vibrant energy about old people. And the girl, she says, look at my mother, how rich and still she is. So, feminist gerontology, it should present the positive and vibrant aspect of aging or aging in women. And then this feminist gerontology, it also enables and empowers elderly women. By enabling and empowering elderly women, we can recognize the unique needs and address the difficulties that they face in their life and provide a supportive environment like healthcare access, community engagement, financial security, and the like. So, what is this enabling or empowering women, elderly women? So, if we make them technologically empowered, they themselves can meet most of their needs. Maybe if they are sick, there is no need for them to depend on their children. They themselves can call or book a call taxi and they can go to the hospitals. Or maybe if they need some food items they can order through Zomato or something, or some online provisions. Whatever they need, they can book through online. So now most of the elders are technologically updated, at least in ordering their food or booking their taxis. So this feminist gerontology, its main focus is enabling and empowering women for empowering them technologically. Then the next thing is that it reveals the unequal social regulations that marks the life of elderly women. That means there are challenges in receiving appropriate and timely medical attention, economic disparities faced by elderly women. And this includes lower retirement savings, reduced pension benefits, challenges in re-entering into workforce. These are some of the issues or challenges faced by elderly women. And this feminist gerontology is to investigate the caregiving burden often placed on elderly women, both as caregivers for their spouses and as care recipients of caregiving responsibilities. Social isolation, loneliness faced by elderly women, then issues related to elder abuse, including physical, emotional, or financial abuse. By revealing and addressing these unequal social regulations, society can work towards creating a more inclusive and equitable environment for elderly women, ensuring that they can age with dignity, respect, and equal opportunities. Then feminist gerontology also helps to understand the importance of financial security, workplace equality, decision making, legal protection offered to elderly women, educational opportunity. So by maintaining gender equality, the elder women can get all these things. I have presented half of my topic and something is left out that I present. Before that, I would like to ask a question to you. Anybody here can share some of your experiences with the old people, maybe the experiences that you have met in your house, if you're having old parents, how they, we have discussed something about the expectation of the old people, social norms regarding the old people, cultural norms, cultural changes, how it affects the old people. Just for a discussion, because as I'm presenting a theoretical presentation about gerontology, I would like to elicit some answers from you. It is not like answering. Can anybody share your experience in dealing with old people related to women or cultural issues related to anybody? Can anybody unmute your mobile and share um, some of your thoughts about this? Can anybody? have a doubt whether I am understandable. Do you understand my understand?
Madam? Hello?
Yes. Yes,
It's about
yes, sir.
the topic which is declared now, feminist gerontology, document of experience of elderly women.
Yes, yes,
Or what?
sir. Thank
Your
you.
question, said question of yours, madam.
Yes, sir.
What is the exact question, madam?
I'm not asking any questions from you. Just I want to elicit some experience with you.
Ma'am, you're able to comprehend, ma'am. You're very clear with your thoughts.
Yes, yes. Just for a change in monotonous speech, I'd like to ask some experiences. You can, the participants, nearly 100 plus participants are here. You can share some of your experiences related to cultural perspectives on your life with your parents or grandparents. What are their expectations? Just few minutes. If you share something, I think the monotony will be it will change.
Okay. I still remember as a child, my old age, my grandmother used to teach me how to read Bible and how to follow it. But now I think it's not followed in many of the households because of various reasons. Second, we were together as a family, joint family, with our grandparents and even our brothers, siblings, sometimes the family, and we just not now existing because of various reasons. And this is the main reason why the culture has been declined to this level. My point of view. Culture,
Yes,
tradition,
yes, very correct,
and,
sir. Thank you for your response. Uh, you're very true. Nowadays, the culture is not transmitted effectively, and the people who have to transmit the culture is that parents. We get from our parents, either the parents or the grandparents. They have to transmit the culture, and it is not happening. We are not meeting. We are always sitting with your mobile phones. If we go to some parties or some family functions, even we all are sitting idly with their phones, engaged in their phones. We lack that life and depth that we exchange in marriage functions or in some functions. Very true. True, sir. Thank you for your response. Let me continue my presentation. Okay.
and I want to tell you one thing, madam. There is a
Yes.
great gap
Yes,
between the ancestors. There is a great gap between the ancestors and present generation. A bridge, there should be a bridge to connect the gap between the ancestors, their culture, and the present generation.
Actually,
Children.
I think, sir, most of the parents are working nowadays. We are all busy in our work, and the grandparents, they have to pass on the responsibility of the transmitting the culture. I think the main problem for this is that we are having secular family system, not joint families. Most of the families are independent families. As soon as they get married, they come out of the house, and we don't enjoy, we don't like, we are afraid of being in the joint family. If this joint family system is there, I think that the cultural transmission will happen very easily than in in independent families. Okay. And even in independent families, the parents can foster, they have to take the responsibility of instructing their children, and they have to often say, whether they hear or not, they should say through stories about their culture, stories about their grandparents, how marriages will happen in old days. I think these are some of the ways through which we can transfer. Maybe at least like bedtime stories, we can transfer this culture. When the children are young, when the children are very in their childhood, they are capable of receiving many things. They are interested to hear stories. So we can transfer this cultural culture through stories, through narrations. Have I answered your point, sir?
Ma'am, you did answer my question. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very kind of you.
Okay.
Very kind of
Okay.
you.
Just to wipe away the monotony, I have asked this question. Let me go to the next gerontology, Marxist gerontology. And what is this Marxist gerontology? And this is a well-known term that Marxist gerontology has come from, has drawn the perspectives from Karl Marx. It applies Marxist theories and perspectives to the study of aging and old age. And it examines how economic structures, class relations, and distribution of resources shape the experiences of aging individuals and contribute to social inequalities in later life. It can be studied under 3 divisions. That's what I have given in my PPT. And these 3 divisions I have given, the first one is subculture by age alone. Here, age is the main criteria for forming a group. A subculture based on age alone refers to a distinct group within the society that is defined primarily by members sharing a specific age range. So in this context, age forms a primary concern. A particular age group, they form a subculture. And through this group, they influence the members of the group by sharing their experiences, values, and cultural practices. This happens within a particular age group. Sharing of ideas, knowledge, experiences, or values with the people of their same age. It emerges from the unique social, economic, and cultural constructs associated with the life stages. And here, the older individuals form a subculture. And maybe they can, in their meetings or in their get-togethers, they can share leisure time activities, cultural preferences, and mutual support networks. All these can be shared. And the second category here is age nesting within social class. Age nesting within the social class. Here we have age plus social class. In the first one, age itself is considered as a subculture. And in the second one, here we add one more thing with age. It is age plus social class. And it refers to the tendency for individuals within specific social classes to form social networks, share experiences, and engage in activities primarily with others of similar age groups. Here, we classify, we share our experience with the people with a particular social class. This phenomenon reflects the intersectionality of age and social class, where both factors influence social interactions and formation of social circles. And then we have age crossing social class. What is this age crossing social class? Here, there is no barrier of age and there is no barrier of social class. Anybody can, everybody are in that social group. Here we can cross the age and we can cross the social class. And it refers to situations where individuals from different age groups interact and share experiences despite having distinct social backgrounds. It is through this process of exchange that this process bridges or connects the people from diverse economic strata, fostering intergenerational connections and understanding. Intersocial, intergenerational, connections can be made through this process. So Marxist gerontology, it addresses these issues also. And going to the next phase, next type, it is postmodern gerontology. Postmodern gerontology is an interdisciplinary approach within the field of gerontology that draws on postmodern theories and perspectives to explore and understand the experiences of aging and old age. It challenges the traditional views of aging and the elderly. Some of the challenges of the elderly, according to the postmodern gerontology, are portrayal of the aged people. Portrayal, how the aged people are portrayed. That is very important. As I have already mentioned in my introductory speech, the aged people are portrayed as the old age is portrayed as the afternoon of life, but it is not so. How an old man is portrayed or an elderly person is viewed, that contributes to a more inclusive and age-friendly society. If we represent aged people in a respectful manner, that will create an age-friendly society. And this postmodern gerontology also challenges the concept of active aging. It emphasizes a continued engagement, participation in meaningful activities, and pursuit of personal goals in later life. And this postmodern gerontology, it talks about the diversity of aging experiences. Aging is a complex and multifaceted process influenced by various factors, including cultural background, socioeconomic status, health, and other such things. And so it addresses the diversity of aging experiences. Individuals experience a different experience or fostering age-friendly societies that offer or that respect individual differences and provide support to the unique needs of older people. And it also challenges the stereotypes and promotes a more inclusive understanding of aging and embraces the richness of human variations. And in identity, the postmodern concept of identity is very fluid and it is very flexible. Postmodern gerontology rejects fixed notion about old age or aging process. Older individuals may experience multiple and fragmented identities influenced by various factors. And postmodern gerontology deconstructs all these ideas of old age or aging process or calling this process, this aged life as a second phase of life or the afternoon of life or as Beauvoir said, the crusher of humankind. So postmodern gerontology, it deconstructs all these accepted ideologies. Then it also offers an alternative style of life for the old people. So this alternative lifestyle includes co-housing, sharing houses, or intentional communities, innovative models, and such things. And these, in some cases, the old people, since they stay in their own house and since they regularly go to their workplace, they're bored of their life, and they don't want to remain spend their retirement life staying in their houses. So what they actually want is that they want to wander around the world. They want to lead a nomadic life, and they want to have they want to see life. They want to enjoy life in their age and then their retirement life. So I know one of my professors, and frequently updating himself by traveling around the world and posting pictures about his about visiting European countries or Israel, or that what we can say about visiting Sri Lanka and such countries. And some people, they enjoy their old age in that way also. And this offers diversity of experience also. So when they travel, when they visit so many places, they get a variety of experiences, and this encourages older individuals to different areas of life, engaging in values, preferences, and aspirations. And they themselves can fix a particular lifestyle of their own. There is no need for them to engage themselves in the traditional way of life, closing the doors, staying indoors, afraid of certain things in life. Okay. And the next topic, the last type of gerontology I want to speak to you is literary gerontology, very much related to as is a literary gerontology. It is an interdisciplinary field that delves into the representation of aging and later life depicted in literature, and how literature depicts aged people. That is a focus of study. And there is a subcategory called narrative gerontology in literary gerontology. It is a field in literary gerontology that talks about storytelling techniques, or how, as we have discussed now, how the parents or the grandparents, they narrate the culture, the cultural beliefs or system to their children or grandchildren. And that is also, that comes under this narrative gerontology. And it is a kind of studying culture through literature. Through narrative gerontology, culture is studied through literature, or in literary gerontology, we can study culture through literature. And also in literary gerontology, we can make a comparative study of how different authors deal with different people, or different characters, or old age characters. And I have given a quotation by Felsky, and she said that they examine the power of the text by text demystify, destabilize, and denaturalize, as well as recontextualize, reconfigure, and recharge the perception. So in literary gerontology, these things are done: demystifying, destabilizing, and denaturalizing. Not only that, we recontextualize, reconfigure, and recharge perception about old age. What is this remystifying? And by remystifying, we can dispel the stereotypical presentation of the elderly people, and by destabilizing the traditional narratives or norms related to aging, or the presenting narratives that explore the uncertainties or complexities of, we are stabilizing the complexities of the aged people. And by denaturalizing, we are questioning or deconstructing the process, or deconstructing the familiar views about old age. And by recontextualizing, we are placing these things in a different place. We place the experience of one particular person in a different place, the change of place. We place one thing in the context of the other. And reconferring means It refers to reshaping the traditional ideas or the representations. We are reshaping, reconfiguring, or restructuring the already presented ideologies about the old people. So by reconfiguring, we can present or we can alter the narrative structures, character dynamics, and thematic elements related to aging in literature. Okay, then the last one is recharging. What is this recharging? We all know this term recharging well, and this is recharging means we are infusing new energy into the concept of gerontology. We are infusing new energy into presenting thoughts about old people. If we always present the pessimistic side of life or the negative side of old people, the readers, all the future people, all the future people who enter into this old age, they view life in a they view the old age as a dark side of life, as the afternoon or side of life, or uh, something they cannot do anything on their old age. But uh, if we read such poems like D.H. Lawrence's poem on the beautiful old age, if we read such poems, those who read that, they think that old age is also a positive side of life. Old age is also has something vibrant, that we can do something vibrant and energetic in our old age. And so literature plays a vital role in presenting the concept, in presenting a positive attitude towards our towards old age. So, as we all know that literature is a mirror of life, it reflects life, but at the same time, if literature writers or literary writers, um, they should present the realistic side of life. At the same time, the realistic life should be presented in a decorative manner. As D.H. Lawrence has said that, the wrinkled smile of completeness. So when we read those phrases, uh, we feel energetic. Even though there is old age, it is complete. And even in old age, a person can live life to the fullest extent. So, literary gerontology, through literary gerontology, we can present or document the experiences of the old people in a vibrant or in a in a way that attracts the youngsters, or attracts the people who are in the before stage of their life, so that they can enter into that stage of life with happiness, not with the gloom. Once if they get retirement, they can think that it is not the end of life. They can do something good, something useful to the society, even in that second phase of life. So what literary researchers can do, literary writers can do, I have given some ideas for literary researchers and literary people, and we can involve in creative writing. So creative writers, as poets, writers of short stories, and writers of novels or dramas, we can involve ourselves in creative writing. As I have already told you, realistic presentation is also needed. At the same time, realistic presentation must be decorated with vibrant phrases or enthusiastic phrases. So, as writers as literarians, we can involve in creative writing. And another thing, as researchers, we can reread the existing literary text. We can reread the text with the lens of gerontology. Gerontology is a vast area, and we can focus on one particular area of gerontology, and we can reread or we can research the existing text in the with the gerontological lens. Okay, and then we can research on the issues and the challenges faced by the old people in India and abroad. And when I was preparing for this presentation, I have read many things, many researchers that researchers done in foreign countries. There is a lack of research in India related to the gerontological issues and people in India, the challenges faced by the old people. There is a dearth in research on gerontology. So I think we researchers in India, Indian researchers can spend their time in doing research on gerontological issues. And we can conduct debates and forums for for enhancing or in decision making process, or to bring to the knowledge, or bring to the world the knowledge of the old people, and to highlight the issues, experiences, and other such things. Okay, and these are my theoretical focus on gerontology, and I have given some topics of research for. I've given some examples from literary examples where we can. Some examples I have given. Given one from short story, from another one from fiction, and another one from drama. And we can do gerontological research in this text. And there are n number of stories, novels, and fictions, and you can do literary research or gerontological research on things. And I have given some models: a portrait of a lady by Kushwant Singh, and Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, King Lear by William Shakespeare. These are some of the known examples that I have given to you. Maybe you could have known a lot more. And literature has many old characters that we can do, and we can do research on gerontology. And uh, my next slide, um, why we have to study gerontology, why gerontology should be known to the world. Okay, so gerontology, we should enhance the knowledge of aged and age-related issues, enhancing the knowledge. By reading about gerontological books, gerontological theories, we can enhance the knowledge of the aged and the age-related issues. And then we can enrich the awareness of old people among the present generation. So the present generation should know about the problems faced by the old people, and they think that why my grandma is sitting like this, asking this and that, by sitting in one particular place. So we should make the youngsters aware of the difficulties of the old people by enriching them, and by empowering their lives through policy making and upliftment programs. So we know that the people who are employed after 2020, we are not having any pension plans. So we can uh, talk to the government about the issues faced by the old people financially, how the old people are deserted by the youngsters, by their children, and they are left without money in homes, in the homes conducted by homes that are run by some private organizations or some NGOs. And so by having frequent interruptions and contact programs with the government organizations, we can make policies and upliftment programs for empowering the old people. And then we can enable them to lead a quality life in their old age. By contact programs with the government and other such things, the old people can lead a quality life. So they can be free from stress, or free from diseases by enjoying their life even at the old age. And by learning about gerontology, we can ensure the old people a stress-free and fruitful life. So if we have a knowledge, a thorough knowledge of old age, aging, and elderly, we can do all these. We can do all these things. Okay. So what as academians we can do? What as academians we can do to the society by knowing about gerontology? As academicians, we can create a better understanding of old age. We can create an awareness to the society about old age, and then we can highlight the positive contributions of old people, so that the youngsters or the present generation people, they don't think that old people are a burden to the society. They learn something from them. They can utilize the old people for getting wisdom or for getting ideas from them. And so by highlighting the positive contributions, we can change the societies, the attitude of the society. And we can develop an attitudinal change on old age people by telling that old age is not a negative stage of life. By through literature, through writings and innovative programs, through contact programs, through interaction programs with some elderly people, interviews with elders, we can or active elders. Some people who are active even after 90, they do exercises actively and do all these things. So we can tell them that, to tell the society that old age is not a negative stage of life. And to say that in short, we can make this world a better place to live for the elderly. So by doing all these things, by creating an awareness, by creating a developmental attitude, by developing the attitudes of the people, we can make this world a better place to live. We can form an understanding community of youngsters, so that the elders, they don't feel awkward to share their problems with the youngsters. Okay, so we can motivate the youngsters to look at the elderly people with love and respect. And also, as academic engineers, we must strive for the better policies and decision making, which is very, very essential. Our state government is lacking in this. We are optimistic in expecting that soon it will announce the pension schemes for the people. So as academicians, we should create an awareness in this field. Okay, I have come to the end of my presentation. It is the scope of research. As I have already told you that that gerontology is a multifaceted field, or it's a multidimensional field. There is a possibility of much research in this area, and you can do investigations related to lifestyle and issues of old age, social relationships, community engagement, and societal attitudes towards old individuals. You can do investigation on that. You can do investigation on caregiving and support services offered to the old people, and we can even do research on technology and old people, food and old people, expectations of old people, mental health disorders. And not only that, as literary scholars or research scholars in literature, you can do wonderful research in literature related to gerontology, literary gerontology, and there is applying the social gerontological theories and other such things. There is a lot of scope for future research in gerontology, and it's my wish that we all together can create an old age friendly society, and thereby we can create an environment friendly place for the old age people in this society, for them to live, so that they can live with happiness. They can share their ideas, knowledge, and they can be fruitful even at the second phase of their life, or even at their old age. With this, I would like to end my speech, and hope you would have gained something from my presentation. And if you have something to discuss with me in this field, we can discuss about that. Have I bored you with gerontological theories?
Not so.
No, madam, it's very good, ma'am.
Anything we can discuss?
Hello,
If
ma'am.
not-
Good evening. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, it was a wonderful presentation. I request you to suggest some books on this particular theory. If if there are any books or we can refer to for the theory purpose.
There are a lot of, I haven't referred to any particular books related to gerontology. Actually, as I have already told you, it is my recent reading, and that's what I would like to share with you. And but I have in internet we can find n number of articles. I have read many articles related to gerontological issues, and many books are also suggested by, but I couldn't read any books. Many articles I have read for this, and if it is so, I'll inform the organizers. I'll give a list of books that can be read before. In 1 or 2 days, I'll ask the organizers to post 1 or 2 books. Not 1 or 2, many books are there, and you can get it from the organizers through your group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. If we have nothing to discuss in gerontology, I think I can end my presentation with a touching poem written by Bharati Chandwani. Okay. Shall I read that poem? And I'll read that poem.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
shall I read? And yes, it is a poem on old age by Old Age Home by Bharati Chandwani, and thousands of wrinkles on their forehead, depicting their worries and agony, not only age. Left in solitude, isolated in huge brick walls, cursing the rough luck they have fallen upon. Oh, my dear child, why you become so wild? Do you remember the day when we went to leave you in hostel for a bright future with wet eyes and stones on hearts? I hold you tightly in my arms with a promise. I hold you tightly in my arms with a promise to bring you home back today. Why this hope is at stake today? Why this hope is at stake? Mother who bore you for 9 months, father who worked hard for you day and nights, discarded by you, their own child, and act so unkind, isolated, secluded, and forlorn. They rest in old age home, eyes always at floor, waiting for their own. But disappointment, every day beguiled, heart shattered, eyes turned into stone, blind faith still recreating a hope. They died 100 times just to bestow you a healthy life. They died 100 times just to bestow you a healthy life. You are not a man, but a beast whose parents here weeps. Don't kill the human in you while chasing your dreams. Don't kill the human in you while chasing your dreams. The soul of your parents screams. They are your creator, not toys. Thrown often after your joys. Fear men, time can repeat itself. Your child can beget you in himself. Time can repeat itself. Your child can beget you in himself. Thank you for listening to me patiently. So, what's my main aim in presenting this gerontology is that we should reform the society. We should create the world a better place to live in for the old people. Thank you. Once again, thank you, organizers.
Thank you so much.
Chance you have given me to present or share my knowledge on gerontology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for throwing light on a different study which we are not exposed to. Hope this will definitely reform the researchers as well as the society.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So you have really motivated us to do something for the old people so that they can live a peaceful life and good life in this current situation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Lastly, to express our gratitude and appreciation for the session, let us have Mrs. Christy Lydia, Assistant Professor of English, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I extend my sincere gratitude to Almighty God for guiding us through this faculty development program, and special appreciation goes to our esteemed secretary for his steadfast support, and hearty thanks to our principal for fostering an environment of learning. I extend my thanks to Dr. J. Mary Stella for the thoughtful and uplifting prayer. Thank you, ma'am. I convey my special thanks to Mrs. J.T. Vinci Mabel for enlightening us with the profound Bible verses. And I express my sincere appreciation to Mrs. T. Eunice Solomon for her warm welcome address. I again extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. M. Beulah Hemalata for delivering a captivating introduction of the esteemed chief guest. And your eloquence set the stage for a memorable event, ma'am. Thank you. And again, a heartfelt special thanks to our very dedicated and kind-hearted professor of mine, apt to her name implied Queen of Love, who has been accomplishing her responsibilities with utmost care and a role model for us all. It's a great privilege to convey my hearty gratitude to our versatile and esteemed resource person, Dr. Y. Bremila Anbarasi, whose expertise and insights have illuminated the faculty development program, enriching our knowledge and inspiring our professional growth. Your contribution is truly appreciated, ma'am. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, coordinators, for your seamless organization. And thank you, organizing members, for your meticulous planning and unity. And thank you, esteemed attending faculty, for your active engagement. And together, we have ended our educational journey. Thank you all for your valuable contribution. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Dear participants, we conclude today's session. Kindly participate in tomorrow's session. It will start at 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you.